Because this is an extension of yesterday, I'm going to be asking for stuff about yesterday to make sure that we're on the same page. Because this is actually depending on yesterday's stuff. Okay, so tonight's homework is chapter 5, page 22. We're only going to do numbers 140 through 145. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's because I want all of them to be right. This is to be done in your homework book because they're actual graphs. So you will not be doing this in the composition book. You will be doing this in the actual homework book. Literally. The work is to be done in here. Okay? Your notes will be done in your composition book. I am recording this lesson so that you can reference it again and again and again and again and again if you need to remember any part of today's lesson. Okay? Well, yeah, you're going to be in charge of the red vines for me, okay? All right. We're going to jump into an example of what will be expected for you on tonight's homework. Example 1. They're going to give you something like this. Now, based on yesterday's lesson, there is a lot of information that I can get from this. So, yeah, go ahead and get a paper towel so that when I call on someone's name, you can pass it out. 1 second, sweetheart. Here. There's a lot of information we can get from here based on yesterday's lesson. I would love to see some hands of how many of us could think of any information that I can get just from this statement right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll tell you, it's either 2 or 3. So just take it with you in the back. Anybody on this side? Good. 5, 6. Let's start with Jaden. What information can you gather from this?
Negative means argument.
Good. There's a negative inside here. So the first thing that Jaden noticed, that's 2 red vines, good job, is that there's an argument change. Jacob, you weren't here yesterday, so let me explain what that means. What does that letter say right there? Let's focus on this. What does that say inside the parentheses? X. What does it say now? Do you see how it changed? That's called an argument change. Whenever the parentheses change, that's called an argument change. All right. Corinne, what else can you tell me?
It would be a vertical line on the graph.
Vertical reflection. Nicely done. Let's give her 2 red vines for that too. There is a vertical reflection happening here. If you don't know where Corinne got that from, just turn 2 pages back on yesterday's notes and you will see that she got it right here. She saw that there's an argument change. Jacob, I'm doing this for you. There's an argument change and she said there's a vertical reflection. I kind of just passed over the last thing that you could probably tell me about this. 10? Jacob, I heard you. I'm going to explain. You want me to stop the whole lesson because you weren't here yesterday? So be considerate and I will help you, I promise. Yep. What I'm asking you is what information could you get from this? So is there something else from this table you could tell me? Yeah, what is the coordinate notation? Did you get yours? Very good. So this is the 3 pieces of information we went over yesterday. Jacob, show me with your hands which direction is vertical. Good, up and down. So vertical reflection, what we went over yesterday, is that the graph was reflected across a vertical line. Okay? So that means the mirror is going vertically. I'm going to have Lorenzo, he's going to help you out with more concise information to make sure that you're caught up. All right, what we're going to do tonight, this ain't even it. This is like the ingredients to your lasagna to make the lasagna. Now we're about to actually get in there and make the lasagna. Some of you guys stop right here like, here's the ingredients. Mr. Riad was like, whoa, that's great. I'm not gonna cook this for you. Okay? So let's do what we're going to be doing on tonight's homework. Yes, Papi? No, this is just Y. Thank you.
Oh. Bad.
I'll rewrite it. Sorry about that. X, Y. Sorry about that.
I was a little confused. I was like,
Sorry about that. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, this is what we're going to do on tonight's homework. And the boys are going to help us out to make sure everybody's writing this down. I already know this. I have my 3 degrees. Now you need to do this. Let's say we have a vertical reflection. Jeremiah, for a red vine, can you tell me which way I should draw my mirror? Is it up and down or left and right? Yep, so go ahead and take your highlighters, ladies and gentlemen, and draw your mirror. Let's say that my graph looks like this. Let me do it in green so it stands out. Let's say that's my graph. And it's a vertical reflection. That means that if I take this side and fold it over, whoever's on the left is going to land on what side?
right.
On the right. Whoever's on the right is going to land on the
Left.
left. Right? So what we want to do is make sure that it's perfectly reflected on the other side. Let's go ahead and put our points. Let's say that this is -2, -2. Let's say that this is -1, -2. Boys, I already got people not writing this down. Like, can you make sure it's highlighted, please? And make sure they write down the points. Let's say that this is -1, 0. Let's say this is -1, 1. Let's say this is 0, 1. Let's say this is 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Make sure these are all written down correctly. Watch how easy this is. Your argument changed, so one of the letters changed. Either the X or the Y. Nathan, for a red vine, can you tell me which one changes for the X or the Y when your argument changes? Is it the X or the Y? Okay, so let's take a look at here. Ready? The Y is it is your mirror, but look what changed. It went from XY to -XY. So which letter changed? The X. Very good. So the X changed. All right, what am I going to be expected to do on tonight's homework? You have to now, you're going to make this table on your actual homework book. Isaiah, you think it's okay to put your head down like that? Put your head up, please. And you're going to tell me how it changed. Watch how easy this is. Please don't make it harder than this. Copy down all the points that we just did. And like Nathan just said, one of these numbers become negative or opposite. Seha, what letter is it, the X or the Y? All right, so we just said that XY gets translated to -XY. Let's give Lorenzo, Emilio one. So all we got to do is highlight these X's, because all of these X's about to be opposite. Let me see you highlight. Let me see you highlight the X's. Sharing is caring today, guys. You're going to need more colors. Ready? The x's become opposite. Camden, what happens to the y's? They stay the same. Don't let them trick you. Just because you change one doesn't mean you change both. Let's give Nathan one. All right, help me out, please. Let's start with seat A. We'll go a little worm here. Then, what is the new point that is going to be translated to? Very good. 2, negative 2. Jaden, why is that 2 a positive now? Why did it change? Because it's now a negative x, or the opposite. Y'all see that? Because the argument changes, the x becomes opposite. Hannah, what about the next one? 1, negative 2. Isaiah, you see how all of my x's are highlighted? Are yours?
Yeah, I'm about to do it.
Thank you, Ben. Next. Jameson. 1, 0. Very good. Nathan. 1, 1. Nicely done. Isaiah.
Wait. Oh, it's just saying 0, 1.
Very good. Obviously, if you're on the mirror, you stay on the mirror. What, Miss Riad? If you're on the mirror and you reflect, like you're still like on the mirror. It's not going anywhere. No such thing as negative 0. That makes no sense. Moses? I'm sorry, Aaron?
Where's my phone?
Negative 1?
Excuse you.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, now you're not in it. Aaron?
Negative 2 1?
Very good. Negative 2, 1. It's Aaron. Moses?
Negative 2 3.
Negative 2, 3. And Corinne?
negative 3, 3.
All right, what do you think we're going to do with these points? Jason?
Plot them.
Yeah, we're going to plot these points. We're not just going to hope it's the reflection, like, it's around here somewheres. These are the points right there. We're just going to plot these points. Now I need a different highlighted color. Go back to your graph, and we're going to plot these points. Ready? Let's go. The first one is 2, negative 2. 2, negative 2. Boom. 1, negative 2. 1, negative 2. Boom. Then I got 1, 0. 1, 0. That looks right. This look like this right here. That looks good.
Yes.
Then we got 1, 1. There we go. 1, 1. Then we got 0, 1. Looks like we're making our way back. Then we got negative 2, 1. We got negative 2, 3. Here come the boys to make sure you have what I have. Then negative 3, 3. And by golly George, everything that's on the left is now on the right, and everything that's on the right is now on the left. Now, what do I have to do on tonight's homework? I need to have, for full credit, boys, now can you guys listen to make sure? You have to have the graphs, the answer is highlighted, and you have to have this table next to the graph, so that in case it's wrong, you can see how we did it wrong. If one is in the comp book and one isn't, it's just too confusing. So the table needs to be next to the graph. What do you guys think? Easy? I have Math 2 students. No offense, whoever's in Math 2. I think you guys are on, okay? They can't do this. Okay? Like, I had to sit there and walk them through it. So now you guys are in Math 1 AB and you're just like, oh, nothing. No big deal. Now, because it's a Wednesday, I don't have time for another example. We're going to jump into a doyo, which you can treat as an example with the boys. Okay? So they're going to split up. Make sure that you guys are okay. I want you to try this on your own, please. This time, g of x is equal to negative f of x. Gee, I wonder what letter is going to change this time. Look at your notes from yesterday. Make sure you're right. Then I'm going to draw a figure, and you're going to reflect it. Sorry. You're going to reflect it. This time, you're going to pay attention to where you're going to reflect it based on this right here. So Lorenzo, you got table 147 for me. Makayo, you can get the two middle, and Uriel, you can get these two guys.